Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back to QOTD, the Question of the Day show, the game show that lets you be on the air. And you can join us on the air by recording your own video answers to our awesome daily questions. It's been a while since we've all gotten together and done this. I'm really excited to be back in front of everybody. And it's a happy, sad thing. I'm super happy to welcome Phoebe. Some of you guys may know Phoebe. She is a frequent recorder. And so she's answered a bunch of questions. I think that you won on a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There was something, there was there was a dog, there was something funny going on.
I know, anytime that my dog was in the frame with me, those ones always got the stars.
Oh yeah, cute puppy's worth 1,000 views for sure. But it's also sad. I said it was happy, sad. This is Trish's last show with us. So
as a regular,
really sad.
Only as a regular, because I'm going to be hopefully a special guest. And I can come back and share my
I think that has to be a new tradition. I think we got to have like special guest stars all the time. Somebody who can like answer questions, because I don't know, JJ, I'm a little sick of you. Are you a little sick of me?
Never. What are you talking about?
Did you hear the nervous laughter? So let's get to it, right? All week long, we've been posting new questions of the day every single day of the week. And you all out there in TV land have been kind enough to record your own video answers. Everybody has been voting and sending stars. And we have picked, or I should say you have picked, your favorite 6 for every single one of those questions. And so now we're going to run through all of them. And then finally, we can pick the champion of the week, the best QOTDer, the question of the day. That is the answer to all of our questions of all of our days, I suppose.
True.
So, I don't know. Should we like go through a big preamble? I feel like we've done a big preamble.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we got a really solid intro.
Let's hit it.
Let's hit it. Let's do it. Here is our first question coming in.
Well, we talked a lot about romance this week, and some things kind of romantic and some things not so romantic. This falls into the latter. We wanted to know, what's your absolute worst first date story?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on a first date. How about some of you youngsters? You guys experienced?
I'm a youngster, but I've actually been off the market for a while. For a good thing, I hear it is very rough out there right now for my single friends. So I've heard a ton of horror stories from them. I mean, first dates are hard because it's kind of like a job interview, you know, like if you fail to make a good first impression, especially in the era of like dating profiles, when you can meet so many people, it can be hard to recover from that.
I feel like first dates are like real estate. It's like location. Like a lot of the worst first date stories, because like the venue sucked. You went somewhere that was like a dumb event. So keep that.
Yeah, vibes were off.
Yeah.
All you romantics out there, think about that one. Be careful out there when you're picking where your date is. I always found the zoo. Very successful first date.
Oh, now
I forget about coffee shops. Everybody, it's played.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Maybe there's a reason why it's people always go there, because it's just so successful.
Could be. Well, let's see what the people have to say. If coffee shop gets mentioned a bunch of times as a positive experience, I'll eat my hat.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we have some fans coming in, so let's see what they have to say about this.
Okay, this one's really easy. The worst first date I ever had, I went to this Irish pub with this guy who I barely knew. I was 16, and the entire time, for 3 hours, he talked about why he didn't believe in evolution. And I stayed. I was so brave at 16 for staying. I stayed the entire time. I was just like, this is the worst thing ever. So I'm sorry, Tyler. No sex.
Anybody wondering how she got into a pub at 16?
I know.
The name drop.
My worst first date was one that I did not want to happen at all, but the guy showed up to my apartment and knocked on the side of my window after I had canceled. So I awkwardly said hi through the window and went outside and got coffee with him. Never texted him again.
Bad coffee shop story.
Bingo.
Real bad.
So I kid you not, on one of my first dates, I actually had a guy ask if his mom could come. Seriously. Let's just say I allowed it, but there was no second date after that.
Why?
That's kind of a red flag.
No.
You think?
My worst first date story was when I went to the restaurant, but it was like the wrong restaurant, and so it was very embarrassing for a while, since I waited for a long time before I realized, oh yeah, this is not the place I was supposed to be at. So yeah.
Then she showed up hangry.
Oh, yeah.
My first worst date would have to be my first time going out with someone I met online. We went to the movies, actually. We talked for like 2 months before we actually went out.
Exactly.
The worst first date I have ever been on wasn't anything like profound or like ridiculously terrible, but it was just a like long drawn out dinner at the Cheesecake Factory, which usually takes a couple of hours, but there were so many awkward silences and pauses. I just couldn't find ways to fill the silence, and there was just like no.
It's hard. It's hard to fill like an hour and a half with somebody that you've never met before. I hear you. Well, everybody, it is time to vote. You can click on the buttons on the bottom of your screen. If you're watching us on YouTube, there is a link in the chat that you can click on. It'll open up the voting screen. Wow, we forgot all about that. Do we want to go back and do in-chat voting again? Hey, Fansters, let us know in the chat. If you're on YouTube, let us know whether you want to vote inside the YouTube chat, and maybe we can string that together before this show is over. But for now, click on that link, open up the voting screen, and then just click one of those blue buttons to vote.
Yes. Well, it looks like we have a winner coming in, actually, so let's see who won. Angelica.
The stalker.
She went out for a cup of coffee. We warned you. We warned you, Angelica.
Yeah, no, a very staunch non-endorsement of coffee shops as first dates.
Yeah. You know what? He was I forget the artist's name now, but he was the big fan, you know, come to my window. He thought it would be like super romantic. No, don't do it.
Yeah, no. Well, a very good answer. I mean, this is what the question's all about, just getting all the embarrassing stuff out of the way, but hopefully that guy is no longer being around your house. That's really creepy.
He's in jail.
Fortunately, he knows where you live. That's why you got to meet there. I don't know why you gave him your address. What were you thinking, Angelica?
Yikes. Don't do that.
All right. She's probably famous in her town. There was no avoiding it. Well, let's move on to the next one. That's a good one. We've got our finalists. Angelica is going to make it to the finals, and y'all can vote on the next one. Eventually, what we're going to end up with is 7 finalists, because there's 7 questions, and then we'll pick our champion of the week. If you were like in the mood and you felt like recording, it's not too late to record. You could still make it. Maybe.
True. Yeah, no, exactly. You definitely can. You definitely can. Maybe not for this question, but for the other 6 questions that we have coming up. Speaking of which, let's go on to the next one.
And the next question is, who was your first celebrity crush? Oh boy. I don't even know if I could begin. Anyone in a big hair band, number one. Definitely. Oh, Keith, who was yours?
Well, I gotta say, I mean, I'm embarrassed to say. Do you ever see the show Bewitched?
Yeah.
I thought Samantha was hot. And I don't know, like in retrospect, did I like her because I thought she was pretty? Because she certainly isn't like young pretty, but maybe it was just because she was a witch, because that's kind of cool.
You were before your time on the whole cougar thing.
Yeah, I'm like 6.
And I mean, I was thinking this over, and I was in love with Edward Cullen when I was younger from Twilight, but it wasn't Robert Pattinson. He had to be a vampire. So I see that. It was the character.
Talk about age differences. He's like 600 years old.
He was 107, I think. Definitely over 100.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
But I'm 17 glad. Also.
Yeah, weird. Well, much like myself. Not vampire, though. So.
Exactly. No. Just with a youthful glow. Well, I think we have some answers coming in from fans. Actually, by the way, quick shout out to Kenlyn Haynes in the chat. She said, say hi. So this is us saying hello. And thank you also to all of our viewers for tuning in today. We appreciate it. Okay, now without further ado, time for some fan answers. Let's see what people have to say.
My first celebrity crush, throwing it back to the late 90s, early 2000s, was Jonathan Taylor Thomas, especially when he starred in Home Improvement with Tim Allen. Unfortunately, I'm now in a relationship with a woman, so don't think it would have worked out in the long run, but still have a definite soft spot for JTT.
He was a cutie.
True.
So my first celebrity crush was Matty B. Raps, and at the time I think he was a really popular person for kids that age to have a crush on, so yeah. Don't think it's very unordinary.
Famous YouTuber. I'm sensing a generational divide.
My first celebrity crush, I would have to say, was Harrison Ford. What Lies Beneath? He's laying in the bed with Michelle Pfeiffer. He's kind of like sitting there on his laptop or reading a book or something. And I don't know how old he was there, probably mid-40s or 50s, but dude was ripped. And I was like, okay, I like that.
I get it. But Michelle Pfeiffer, not so bad either.
Yeah.
Agreed. Can't go wrong either way.
Who was your first celebrity crush? Well, it was Jimmy Osmond. I'll be your long-haired lover from Liverpool, and I'll do anything you ask. And he was part of the Osmond family, and I used to watch them on a Sunday morning, and also the Jackson 5 family. So I used to watch them both, but Jimmy was my favourite.
He was a little bit rock and roll, as I recall.
I do not.
Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill, since before I could remember.
Interesting.
Those are ones you don't hear a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Without a doubt, Aaron Carter was my first celeb crush. His concert was the first I ever went to in 4th grade, and his song I Want Candy was my anthem for like 3 full years of my life. Rest in peace, Aaron. You are greatly missed.
Well, guys, it is time to vote. And you vote by clicking on the link, and that will open up a voting screen. You just click one of those buttons. You know, a question came from the audience. So what are the little numbers above their heads? Only above London's head at this particular point. That's actually their reputation from all of the videos that they've ever recorded. As people send them stars, it adds to their reputation. And having a high reputation helps you get seen more often during the week. And so that way more people can vote for you, and the more votes you get, you make it to the show. It's all a very fascinating pyramid of ideas that put people on the show, but that's what the stars mean. So if you do record and you want to win and be on the air, yes, great answer.
All about the personality.
That's what my wife says, and then I don't know how to take that.
No, but you make a good point, Phoebe. I feel like I don't hear those answers often, but honestly,
I know, in terms of like male comedians, but I get it. And funny guys go a very long way.
Yeah.
That's true. It's no shocker that the man whose name is on everyone's lips nowadays is Pete Davidson, SNL alum.
Yes. And not traditionally handsome, right?
A little funny looking.
Yeah.
Like Steve Buscemi, he's another one.
Oh yeah, I don't know what a crush.
You ready to start crushing on Steve Buscemi? Maybe not. He might be a bridge too far. I love him. But yeah, does it go the other way?
Oh, good question.
I'm not sure. I like to think that it does.
Yeah.
But I'm probably too shallow for that.
Oh, wow.
Let's go on to the next question. That was a good one. Congratulations, Taylor. We will see you in the finals.
Yes, we will. Next question coming on up.
Coming in hot. What is an
Ooh.
awkward late night text that you sent? And did you end up apologizing for it? This is always one of my favorite questions.
These are always super embarrassing. I mean, luckily, I think that my era of doing this ended in college. For a good thing, it makes you so anxious the next morning. And you have trauma from it that carries on because just a few weeks ago, I actually had a dream where I, partied a little hard and then sent my grandmother a bunch of text messages. And then she was all angry with me. And then I woke up in the morning and panicked and reached for my phone. And luckily it was just a dream. But it's crazy that the fear of doing that just carries forward all these years.
Funny, because you were telling me the other day that she was a really mean bitch.
Oh my God.
That's what you were saying. I don't think that.
No,
I don't even know her.
It's not.
Is she watching the show?
Oh my God.
I'm Phoebe's grandma. I'm just kidding.
No, she just sent me a birthday card. She's lovely.
Yeah, there's one thing that grandmas are going to do no matter who they are. They're going to send you some birthday cards. And thank you. Throw a little cash in there. I wouldn't complain. Anyway, there are some fan answers coming right up. Let's see what awkward texts people have sent before.
I've sent a lot of them, but one time I called out this friend on how they were treating me, and I was kind of mean with it, and I did apologize, but I also feel like I was in the right anyway, but yeah, there's too many to count.
Hey, honesty is valuable nowadays.
I've never been drunk before, but I have sent some very ridiculous texts by accident when you're trying to say something but you just type the wrong things, yeah. But I've never been drunk before.
So you have no excuse. You have to be extra careful.
I know there's no oh, sorry, that wasn't me. That was
This is super
me.
random, but one time I sent my friend a text that said that I had lasagna in the oven and it was burning, but I was in a car the entire time, and I don't think I regret it, but it's super random. I don't think I enjoyed it.
Now that is a drinker, I feel like, maybe.
Well, I've only sent drunken texts to some people that I was friends with, perhaps. Well, it was just one guy, and he was okay with it. I mean, it was great.
I feel like she's talking about the other kind of drunk text, late night text.
Okay, still counts.
All of the drunk texts I've sent have been very nice. Too nice. They're just in all caps. I love you. You're the best person in the whole world. And it's to my dentist. It's just to random people in my phone. But I don't regret sending them. Maybe sending them to certain people. But no. A little dose of positivity. You're welcome if you get that. You're
A little awkward, but it's kind.
I haven't sent many drunk texts, but my friend in college, when I was drinking one night, was texting me, and he asked me how I was, and I wanted to play it cool, so I said warm, because I was just being honest. I was pretty warm, and I didn't have to apologize the next day, because he made me feel really, really sorry that I'd said it over the course of the next couple of months.
Warm.
Summer, maybe. All right, guys, it's time to vote. There are some good answers in here. I know who I'm going to vote for, and I'm going to do that by mashing the big blue button on the bottom of my screen corresponding to one of these people right here. Very, very interesting. All women. Interesting.
Okay. I don't know. But I think a lot of very good answers. All a good variety of answers, too. We have little pranks, we have some emotional honesty, and then I was just spreading kindness and love while
I know. I wish the text that I had sent were positive.
By the way, your grandmother actually texted me at the beginning.
Alyssa, congratulations.
She's really mad.
Okay, stop.
Well, congratulations, Alyssa. So now we have 3 of our 7 finalists. That's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. But that was such a random answer, right?
Yeah, was she the lasagna girl?
Yes. Okay. She doesn't know why she did it, but she did it. You got to watch that urge.
Maybe it's like the whole vibe of like idle hands or the devil's playthings, where it's just like she was like, no, I'm bored. I want to do something. I'm gonna prank my friend.
If I were actually making a lasagna, wouldn't that be interesting and cool? How would I make it?
Exactly. She was thinking about it. And then she accidentally manifested it far too intensely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do we want to move on to the next question?
Tally ho!
Let's do it. Also, a reminder, if you want to vote, you can go to QOTD.BeOnTheAir.com to send in your votes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got a question about your exes. Is it possible to be friends with your ex? Like, really? Is it possible? Because I'm going to give you the answer now. If you guys are ready, it's no. It's not. You can't. You can like be air quote friends. You can be buddies, but you can't actually ever have.
I don't think like if a lot of time passes.
No, because they know a part of you that your friends even shouldn't know. You opened this door that there's no like crossing back over. And I just think that once I don't think it's possible. You can't, because now you just don't have like a cool baseline friendship because they know stuff about you and you know stuff about them, and that you really just shouldn't ever need to know as a friend. That's saved. So the answer is no.
Maybe you just have some insecurities there, Trish. I like you, and if we were like not, like we had like dated and then gone past this, let's just say, because we never did. But if we did, I would hope that we would still be friends because of all the things that you just mentioned. We're going to talk about this more later.
Okay.
At the end of the 6 answers.
Okay.
Maybe they will illuminate us.
Yeah, let's see what they think.
Yes. Well, we got some answers coming in. Let's see if they agree.
Honestly, in most cases, I would say no. They were in the past part of your life, and usually when you guys break up is because you guys aren't agreeing with something or whatever the case may be. You need to move on. But in some cases, yes, you guys can remain friends, and I've seen it work out.
Okay, so maybe, but probably no.
I think so, but I also have never had like an actual breakup. I've been with my boyfriend for like a really long time. But if we were to break up, I would think we'd be friends. I'd hope so, because you care about that person and obviously you liked them enough to like spend the time you did with them.
Dead to me. That's what it's going to be.
I think that I could be friends with my ex because I think I would choose people who I could get along with, even as just a friendship. I'm also like, I also get along with people very easily, so I think I could get along with someone even if they were my ex.
I feel like everyone would get along with Rihanna.
Yeah, seems like it.
I definitely think it's possible to be friends with an ex. And I actually think it's really cool when 2 people can like have shared that experience and then can still be respectful and like still chill after they get out of a relationship. But I also think it depends on the people involved and also the circumstances around the break.
Right.
Yeah. Like, why did it end?
That's a great question. I think it depends on the couple and the maturity of the 2 people involved and why you broke up. I have 2 like exes. I'm very good friends with one and it works totally fine because we both respect each other's boundaries. We respect the other relationships that we are in, and we broke up pretty mutually just because we like had an understanding that our futures weren't going to align ever. We both wanted very different things from life. But he's still one of my best friends. And like, I can honestly say that because we are both mature adult people who talk about things and make sure that our boundaries are clear in our friendship as well. But I also have an ex that I do not speak to because he cheated on me and we're done. I'm Sicilian American. That doesn't fly. You don't come back from that ever. So I think the answer is it depends on the 2 people involved and maybe why they broke up.
Hot-headed Sicilian. I would not mess with her. I wouldn't cheat
So
on
this is kind of interesting and funny to me. My last girlfriend broke up with me 2 years ago, and she had said she fully believed that we could still be friends. And I agreed because we'd been friends for years before we even started dating. What happened after that, though, is I've never heard from her again. Not one.
Yeah.
But I get it. What's the point?
Well, they just say it so that they can be the good guy.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't want that like the big like fight, right? You just go, oh, no, we're gonna be the best friends. Yeah, let's move on.
No, we're not.
Yeah. No. Well, guys, it's time to vote. And it's like, who do you agree with? Who gave an answer that maybe opened up your mind a little bit? Who said something that you thought was really amusing? That's who you want to vote for. Like, we got some yeses in here. Speculation on behalf of Laura and Rihanna was so nice. Neva, I think there was some wisdom in there, Samantha. I might vote for her just because I'm afraid. Or Greg. So that's kind of the pity vote. Who was
I
it?
know. Sorry, Greg.
Let's see. Oh, we have an answer coming in. Let's see what the definitive answer is.
I liked her answer. Samantha seems super mature.
Yeah, and it was very well balanced. Yes, in some cases, absolutely not in others. But it seems to always come back to the reason. If somebody did you dirty, why would you be friends with them?
Right, but if you broke up because you had to move, and so it was like a big decision, and you decided it just wasn't there, why wouldn't you be friends with that person?
Yeah.
Well,
what's the point, right?
Trish is
What's the
skeptical.
point?
the point. Keep on moving forward, guys.
Well, hey. Well, now we have the official answer, and the answer seems to be it depends. But you know what, Trish? You are allowed to have your ideas.
Thank you very much, JJ.
Well, I think on to the next question. Another slam dunk. Thank you, Samantha.
Oh, what is something on a dating profile that would scare you off? And there's a lot of answers to this, I have a feeling.
I have seen some of the answers from this week, and it's just classic. I mean, I can only imagine because I haven't dated since there was online dating.
Right.
You used to have to go to like a bar to meet people.
Yeah, that was old school, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
What would Rihanna have done?
Well, I'll say as a person who is in the trenches of online dating and has been firmly entrenched, I would say if for a first date, the first impression is hard, it's even harder on a dating profile because you just have like often a block of text if you're on Tinder. Hinge, you have like some questions you could answer, but it's like you get a lot less time to really like sell the other person. So it's good to be particular though, because
It's about the pick, isn't it? It's all about the pick. Be careful
The
with your
first
picks.
pick. There's multiple picks, but the first one.
Yeah. It's the teaser pick.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got to make them want to keep scrolling. I like it. Well, I think we have some red flags coming up. So let's see if we share any of these red flags.
One thing that would scare me, I think, would be definitely if they say they run marathons with their family on Thanksgiving. I would not be for that. So.
No, it's a good thing to know early on, right?
Something on dating app that would scare me off is if someone has very traditional views, since I'm a very progressive person. So I want someone to be more open-minded, and yeah, that's something that would match well with my personality, I guess.
I hate to say it. I think that's a lazy answer. You hear about these great couples that are like famous, Dems or Republicans, and
if I were to read on someone's dating profile that they didn't like animals, not only would it scare me off, but I would consider it a huge red flag.
I would grab Samantha and come and find them.
Something that I think is a little weird is when people have pictures with their exes, right, on their profile because maybe it looks good with them, but then they put like an emoji over their ex's face or something. Like, you're doing too much. Like, it's okay. We all have exes. We get it.
Yeah, and you don't want to be that emoji.
Exactly.
What?
The disrespect.
Something that would definitely scare me away from someone's dating profile would be too much information. I think dating profiles are supposed to be short and sweet, and maybe even funny too, but I think when there's a whole paragraph, I think it can be a bit of a turnoff for some.
Let's talk more pics.
So I'd have to say, if your profile says married 4 times and still looking for Mr. Right, I'm probably not going any further. We're not going to swipe either way. We're just going to close it and call it a day. Let's be completely honest. Or loves Brussels sprouts. Who loves Brussels sprouts?
I love Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I hate them. Oh, I can't stand the smell of them.
Maybe you don't understand Brussels
So
sprouts.
I'm with Andre on that one.
Oh.
I don't get that. I don't get them at all. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Balsamic. Boom.
Yeah. All right, folks, it's time to vote. So click one of those buttons. We'll send one of our favorites to the finals, and they can compete to become the champion of the week. You know, in the chat, Jada was talking about fish photos, and there was this one woman, I can't remember her name, earlier in the week who was talking about that. She said, somebody holding a fish. That would be the end of it.
That was going to be mine. Okay, so for some reason, it makes me think that like your hands smell bad and like you have to go wash them. Even though like I don't mind fishing at all.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird thing. When I see the picture, I'm like, you need to go wash up.
Please wash up.
I got the vibe from Jada's comment that it was about the aggression of it.
Andre,
congratulations. Andre,
no
this is not his first QOTD rodeo. He has made it to the finals before with other questions. He is a pretty witty guy.
He's good.
Oh yeah.
Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts to me mean change. You know, they're in the beginning of the spring and the end of the fall.
Oh my god. like leaves on a tree.
Yes. And it's like a happy, sad thing. You know, like the Lion
Bittersweet.
King. Yeah. Congratulations, Andre. Let's move on.
Yes, let's move on. Thank you, Andre, for that red flag that I just learned about myself. Let's see what the next question is.
Epic question. Dogs versus cats. Who's the best? Cats and why? Plethora of reasons.
This is a deep one. Which one do you like? You're a kind of a dog person, right?
Me?
I remember you've had 2 dogs in the past, and I think
them
only 1 cat. You hated the dogs?
Both. Cats all the way. Because you can go on vacation. Now they have self-cleaning litter boxes. They've got self-feeders. You don't have to kennel them. You don't have to walk them. You don't have to listen to them bark. You don't have to clean up after them. Cats.
Seriously, it's like you're not even there. It's like you don't have a pet. You're going to have your robot feed them. You're going to get a robot, boyfriend on the dating profile. You don't have to feed him. You don't have to walk him. You don't have to put up with his BS. He's not going to cheat.
Yeah, it's great.
So yeah, but no, I'm like, I've had cats and I've had dogs, and I respect cats, but come on, spicy little faces.
JJ. Cat.
Yeah, JJ, you determine it. You're the voting.
We don't even need to watch the answers. It's dogs.
Oh god.
Firmly dogs.
I switched sides this year because I adopted cats because I figured it was the better move for like being a grad student and living in an apartment. And I am just so like I think about them and I want to cry. Like I love them so much. So now I'm like, yeah. And I give them wet food in the morning, and we have an automatic feeder, and I scoop the litter box at night. And they just hang out. They just want to chill and come up to you when they want to come up to you, and it's great. You just like cohabitate in the apartment. It's awesome.
Thank you, baby.
I like having roommates. Let's see what the people have to say. I'm interested. People care about this one. This is one of those big questions. It's like a Supreme Court issue, but bigger.
Yeah. We have another question. Fate or free will? This is more existentially important too.
Yes.
So let's see what fans have to say.
This is such a hard question for me to answer because I love animals. I guess I would have to say dogs because I've only ever had a dog as a pet, and I think dogs are so cuddly and like it feels so nice to have something that's like obsessed with you. But also I really love cats. I've just started like obsessing over cats too. I think I relate to cats a lot. I feel like their personalities are very like human-like, and they like don't really want to be touched but also want to be touched at the same time, and they're just really like sassy, and I don't know, it's hard to pick. I feel like I'm both, honestly, but probably more towards the dog side just because I've had a dog, so I understand them more. Like honestly, I'm kind of scared of cats. They're like kind of scary. They're so unpredictable. But like dogs, like they just want to be pet and like they just want to give you kisses.
I feel like we've just gone through therapy with her.
Dogs versus cat. Who's the best? In my opinion, dogs are better than cats because they're just a lot smarter and a lot more loyal than cats. And basically that's why I think dogs are better.
All that said, a cat did save my life. I'm loyal.
I like cats way more than dogs. They're independent. I don't have to do too much to keep them going. But I'd rather own a dog. At the end of the day, I'd rather own a dog, which is why my dog is so perfect. A cat dog, the best times. But yeah, cats all the way. But if I can have both, like a cat dog, that's the choice, obviously.
I love that he gave the chef's kiss.
Do you guys remember that show, Cat Dog?
Yeah.
Dogs versus cats, and why? For me personally, I like dogs more. The cats are more maintainable. They take care of themselves. But if I had to pick one animal to have the rest of my life, it'd be a dog. Because they're the best. They give you unconditional love. Cats, sometimes they don't even give you any attention at all, unless they're hungry. Whereas dogs, they love you no matter what. And you can take them to the park. Can you take cats to the park? You can walk them. Can you walk cats? I mean, you can, but you'd be like one out of 1,000 people who does that. So, dogs for the win, man's best friend.
My neighbors walk their cats. They've invited me to join them.
Now, my choice is probably pretty controversial to most people, but I would lean towards cats, even though I do love dogs also. But that's just because I feel like my personality is very similar to a cat. They are very independent, but when they want attention, they'll come over and they'll get it. So they can definitely be brats, but at the same time, they are really sweet. Because my cat, who knows when people are sad, she'll go over and lay with them and cuddle you and just try to comfort you and make you feel better.
I actually think you can raise a cat.
I say neither dogs nor cats. In fact, I think bunnies are the best. Why? Because they're fluffy and they're very obedient.
Okay, that's cute.
Really?
That's really cute.
Really? Are they obedient? Are they obedient? No. All right, bunnies. Everybody, it's time to vote. We got to pick one of these guys. This is hard. The chat kind of came out a little dog friendly, but I think that the answerers here are pretty much split.
Yeah.
There's a cat dog and there's a bunny that kind of breaks the voting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, although this is a good reminder, as Trish and Andrew know, it's always a good idea to show your pets on camera when it comes to QOTD.
Oh, yes. Yes, respect Andrew.
Yes.
This goes back to the whole pics thing we were talking about.
Bunnies.
Hey, bunnies.
Bunnies win the cat versus dog debate.
My brother had a bunny named Conejo, which I think means bunny.
Oh.
In what?
Spanish.
Oh.
I'm not sure exactly why it was a Spanish bunny, but maybe it was a bunny from Spain or from Spanish-speaking country. I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm afraid of bunnies.
Honestly, yeah, I get it. Curse of the Were-Rabbit, you know?
Exactly.
Oh
Exactly. All right, so dogs versus cats, and the answer is bunnies.
Yes. The war wages on, but the question continues. But I think we've reached like an agreement that bunnies are pretty cool.
All right, well,
next
that
question.
I'm like considering myself now, you know, after we went through this kind of like whole sort of self-analysis through the guise of are you a cat person or a dog person, which is really what this is really about.
Yeah.
I like thinking that maybe the reason why maybe I'm not mature enough to love a cat.
Well, so cats have boundaries, and I think that is what turns dog people away from them. But if
Cats
you
have
respect
boundaries,
the
dogs drink out of the
boundaries-
toilet.
And people have boundaries, so you can relate to cats in that way. Sometimes you just don't want to be doted on.
Right.
Good point. And I feel like for me, it's like I'm a different person because the feeling that I get when every morning I would go downstairs and my dog like come up to me wagging her tail, just like hi.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I get that. I have, as soon as my alarm goes off and my cat realizes I'm awake, she jumps on me and then she curls up next to me, and it's really, really sweet.
But the lesson in that is like, why can't we be like that with our people friends?
Like what?
Yeah. JJ,
Yeah,
I'm so happy to see you. Good morning. How are you doing? Did you have a good night? You know, like
yes, I did, Keith. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you like asking me those questions.
Yeah, and I appreciate you a lot.
You were the guy that was horrified that somebody knocked on a girl's window, and here you are jumping in.
Knocking on JJ's window.
Hello.
Well, we've talked this one to its rabbity conclusion.
Oh yeah. I think next question, we will see what it has in store.
Oh.
So good.
Instead of a traditional burial, we were wondering about being composted. Having your body composted is eco-friendly, but it's not without its controversy. I don't know an expert in the field, or wait, I kind of do know an expert in the field.
So, yes.
Dr. Death, give us your qualifications.
So I hold a master's degree in human skeletal biology. So essentially I have training in forensic anthropology and have studied human decomposition, which for many people is like a subject, but I love it. And decomposition into the earth is so good for soil life, so good for plant activity, because that's one of the ways that actually if the police are searching for a body, they will look for areas where plant life has shot up because it's like increased levels of nutrients in that soil. Yeah.
I mean, and admittedly, that's the planet speaking to us, but also icky. Are you gonna eat like
Yeah.
some, like lettuce that grows on the dead body of your beloved
If I
grandmother?
wash it. Yeah, just gonna stop talking about my grandmother.
But look, you eat fruits and vegetables that came from cow dung, right?
Yeah,
so
easy. It's all
Honestly.
good. Yeah.
Well, this is a good question. This is a great question and very timely, but we'll get into that at the end. Let's see what people had to say.
Yes. Let's see. We got some fans coming in. It's a good
I
one.
am so pro composting dead bodies. Heck yeah. I think it's a really good idea. I think it's a really cool way to just like keep the cycle of life going. I would definitely be down to get composted when I die, or to be turned into like a tree pod or something. I think it's a great idea.
100%.
Strong
All
vote.
in.
Well, in my culture, we already burn the dead bodies. So I think it should be good to compost the dead bodies, so it will be beneficial for the earth too.
I like the idea of burning.
Yeah.
My first instinct is to think gross. Humans as compost. But as I think a little bit more, I think about how we come from the earth and we go back to the earth, and that's the natural circle of life. So I guess it's not that bad of an idea.
Love it.
Yeah, circle of life. Good way of putting it.
Everything.
So I don't know about you, but I feel like when someone passes away, they pass away, whether or not they are cremated or they're buried or turned into compost. I feel they're already gone, and we shouldn't. If we can save the planet and give more room for more things, then I'm okay with that.
Quality of the Brussels sprouts that you could grow.
Yeah, maybe I'd finally like them.
I mean, I think it's okay to compost humans. Like once they're dead, they're gone. As long as their family's okay with it, and as long as they were okay with it before they died, I think it's fine. It seems fine to me. Like it's just a body once they're dead. It doesn't have really much of a connection. But
What if you're wrong? What if you need that later?
I think that's really a great idea. I think it's sustainable, and I'm certainly not going to be doing anything with my body once I'm done with it, so it may as well be reused.
Now do anything with my body now.
Take me. He looks just like the dude from The Bear, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, it is time to vote. What's it gonna be? Icky or cool to be composted and then maybe put into a garden? Somebody could grow some Brussels sprouts or a tree out of your remains and sort of appreciate you sort of forever as you become one with the earth. Or you're gonna go, ooh, gosh, I really needed that body. Now I'm a ghost wandering the earth. If you're a religious sort, you might believe that. I'm not sure where I stand on it. I like the idea until I think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Like so many things, like cats. I like the idea. Yeah, Nana's all in.
And I think she was the most adamantly pro.
Absolutely. She's excited about it. Yeah. I'm down for it.
And I get it, yeah. But so this, I believe that this was QOTD, either number 1 or maybe number 3. This was an early QOTD. And number 1. But we've brought it back because I don't know if you guys saw this story this week about how there was a green mortuary, and their strategy, I guess, for dealing with these bodies in a green way was just to let them decompose. And apparently, that's against the law, right?
Oh.
Right, but that's sort of gross. But you know what's also sort of gross? Embalming.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I just started watching 6 Feet Under. I love it. Speaking of embalming, that's a good show.
Yeah, early HBO. It's right
yeah.
around the same time as The Sopranos.
Like yeah.
Creepy. Very creepy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how I fall which way. I think I fall more on the pro side. I noticed that I think almost every answer was yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these millennials. They don't know.
Millennials are ruining the burial industry.
They'll rue the day someday. All their friends are there in heaven, sipping
driving
tea
the
and hanging out, playing harps. Yeah, and they're wandering around like Marley and It's a Wonderful Life. Not It's a Wonderful Life. The other one. Anyways.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Question.
Yeah.
Let's hit it. So we will switch from composting humans to the final round.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Here we are.
So this is the finals. We have gone through all the questions from this week. There were 7 of them. And you guys have picked the best answer from each one. And now we got to go pick the best of the best. And So what we're going to do is a quick recap, and we'll go through all of the questions just so they can hear it and their answers, and then we'll vote for the final. But Trish, you want to do the recap?
Well, sure.
You've never done the recap.
Never done a recap. You want me to remind everybody what has been voted on?
I'm dying to see how this goes.
Okay, here we go. So we talked today about an awkward late night text that you might have sent to somebody. Talked about dating profile red flags, your first celebrity crush, cats versus dogs, your first worst date, and composting human bodies.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Beautiful. JJ?
Let's do it. Final
Let's
reminder.
lay out the cards.
Let's do it. Well, first, if you're not on QOTD.BeOnTheAir.com getting ready to vote, this is the time to do it because after this, we'll have a champion of the week. And this is Trish's final week, so it's even bigger.
It's the biggest of all big shows.
Exactly. Okay, let's do it.
Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill, since before I could remember.
Oh, Taylor's answering the question. Who's your first celebrity crush?
I am so pro composting dead bodies. Heck yeah. I think it's a really good idea. I think it's a really cool way to just like keep the cycle of life going. I would definitely be down to get composted when I die, or to be turned into like a tree pod or something. I think it's a great idea.
Answering the question, would you be composted? Or do you really like one?
So I'd have to say, if your profile says married 4 times and still looking for Mr. Right, I'm probably not going any further. We're not going to swipe either way. We're just going to close it and call it a day. Let's be completely honest. Or loves Brussels sprouts. Who loves Brussels?
Period.
I say neither dogs nor cats. In fact, I think bunnies are the best. Why? Because they're fluffy and they're very obedient.
Andrew's answering the question. What's better, cats or dogs? And he assumed it was a trick question.
This is super random, but one time I sent my friend a text that said that I had lasagna in the oven and it was burning, but like I was in a car the entire time, and I don't think I regret it, but it's super random. I don't think I enjoyed it.
It's about a drunk text. Excuse me, a late night text.
My worst first date was one that I did not want to happen at all, but the guy showed up to my apartment and knocked on the side of my window after I had canceled. So I awkwardly said hi through the window and went outside and got coffee with him. Never texted him again.
Angelisha's telling us about her worst first date.
That's a great question.
Yes, thank you.
I think it depends on the couple and the maturity of the two people involved and why you broke up. I have 2 exes. I'm very good friends with one, and it works totally fine because we both respect each other's boundaries. We respect the other relationships that we are in, and we broke up pretty mutually just because we had an understanding that our futures weren't going to align ever. We both wanted very different things from life. But he's still one of my best friends, and I can honestly say that because we are both mature adult people who talk about things and make sure that our boundaries are clear in our friendship as well. But I also have an ex that I do not speak to because he cheated on me, and we done. I'm Sicilian American. That doesn't fly. You don't come back from that ever. So I think the answer is it depends on the two people involved and maybe why they broke up.
And Samantha's answering the question, could you be friends with an ex, or is that impossible? Well, guys, it's time to vote and pick our champion of the week. Across the bottom of your screen are 7 buttons. Click one of them and vote for the one that you found the most entertaining or illuminating or change your life with their wisdom and humor. Ooh, yes. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? There's some randomness in here. There's 2 randos. I mean, it's not random.
Celebrity crush. Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill.
Yeah,
That
that
is
was
all.
kind of a random question answer too.
Yeah.
What's more random or less random than bunnies on the dogs versus cat question? I guess less random.
Yeah. It gives you some real insight into her personality though, right? It's like not a superficial person, just looking for the funny.
Exactly.
And the
also, I
bunny.
feel like, and the bunny. I feel like also there was like a lot of romantic questions, like romantic is in like a romantic context, like worst first dates, dating profiles. So I feel like Celebrity Crush kind of fits into that sort of.
That was the theme. Was that the theme?
Yeah. Love and heartbreak.
And
Exes
early
and
Valentine's
composting.
Day. It was just like one long country song. We had dogs, we had heartache, we had drunk texts. Very cute. Well, I don't know what to say. Trish.
Oh, I know I have to say goodbye to our fans and goodbye to you guys. I am going to be back, I promise. And if you'll have me, I would love to.
Kidding?
But it has been a heck of a ride and a super good time. I'm going to hold back on my tears till we have happy hour.
And as soon as she's off the air, we can all get together and talk about whether or not we're allowed to be friends with our ex-hosts. That's really the question. Well, on behalf of everyone at QOTD and Be On The Air and even on Consolidated Wonder, I want to thank everybody who answered, who voted, who sent stars, and just helped make this like community of things, of questions and answers, and frankly, just a lot more than that work. We really, really appreciate you when you come down the stairs in the morning and when you go back up the stairs in the evening. Thank you very much. So for everybody, I guess that check in later. We're going to be starting our new week with our new question of the day, and we just can't wait to see you on TV.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you next week for the big